Hey, it's Job, and let's get planning. Oh, that sounds so different. I'm so used to saying let's get journaling. But for this video, we are switching things up and we are doing a plan with me this week. So we are using what is this called again? It's a Midori vertical weekly insert. I think that's what it's called. And there's a horizontal version of this insert, and a lot of people Instagram and on YouTube use this as a planner, but I like to use this as a journal. So I use this as a weekly roundup of sorts. So I like to write the highlights of my week in this journal, and I don't really pressure myself to create a spread in this insert all the time because honestly I already do daily journaling and that's already a lot of work. So if I have a lot of time or if I am feeling extra creative, I like to go and use this spread and create some weekly spreads. But today we are creating a planner spread. So while I was rambling, I basically took my aquash brush pen filled with Sumi ink and I wrote down the highlights of this week. So on Monday I have to do laundry. On Tuesday I think I wrote payday. I wrote it very poorly though. It looks like I just wrote day. And on Wednesday I wrote pick up airbed. And on Thursday it's blank. And on Friday it says Jared and Miggy, which are my friends who are visiting from Canada, are coming to Seoul. So that's a really big thing happening this week. And then on Saturday it just says touristy stuff because we're going to be doing some sightseeing. I'm going to be showing them around Seoul, so I just wanted to put some sort of indication for each day and write about it or expand on it more with my smaller pens or my fine tip pens. So on Wednesday I taped this ephemera piece that says pack your bags, and I think I'm just writing a short packing list. I don't think you can see it on the screen, but it just says a few things that I need to bring and pack for my Friday trip to Seoul. And then on Monday, I think I'm just expanding about what type of loads of laundry I need to do. In Korea, well, in most Korean homes, there aren't any washers and dryers. We basically just have washing machines, and that's not a bad thing. I'm totally fine with that, but you need to plan your laundry schedule pretty well because if you want to wear something the following week, you need to know when you're doing your laundry so you give yourself enough time for it to dry. Oof, that was a long explanation for a very simple concept, but you get the point. And then while I was rambling, I took out this Camel Garden stamp and I stamped it down on top of this classic-y grid paper or grid sticker paper that I pasted onto the bottom left corner, and I didn't like how it turned out because the red ink was a little too faint. But now I am using my pencil board and I'm using that to cover parts of the spread because my hands, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I have very sweaty hands and not all of my ink is water resistant or waterproof, so I like to use that pencil board to cover my palm when I'm writing so I don't smudge anything on the spread. While I was rambling about sweaty palms, I basically took some time to write a few work-related reminders on that Tuesday segment of the calendar, and then now I'm taking out my Pentel Aquash brush pen and my Winsor & Newton watercolors, and I'm just adding these, I guess, watercolor accents to the spread. So I'm just using a variety of colors. I used red, orange, green, all different shades of green. And now I'm gonna use my Pentel Aquash brush pen filled with Sumi ink, and I just scripted out busy week onto that classic-y grid paper sticker because I thought it looked a little too plain, and that Camel Garden floral stamp that I stamped onto it just didn't look very nice because my red ink that I'm using isn't very pigmented. So I also put down this ephemera piece. I think it's a vintage train sticker, and then I use my faux immigration stamp that Midori makes, and I am gonna script out, no, I think I'm gonna just use a regular pen and write Seoul in that little immigration stamp. And I thought it fit with the theme since I was going to Seoul and I will be doing some traveling during that weekend. And I also haven't used those immigration stamps, or those, yeah, they look like immigration stamps. I haven't used them in a while, so I thought I might as well bust them out and use them on this spread. And now I'm using this I'm using this yellow washi tape that has cameras on it, and since we're going to be taking a lot of photos and I'm going to be showing them around Seoul, I thought the cameras would look nice? I don't know. It kind of fits the theme. I have this weird thing about placing things that aren't related in planner spreads. I don't know, like it feels weird to just add a random piece of ephemera that doesn't really relate to what's happening that week, but if I didn't do that, then this spread would look totally plain. So I guess it's a little stretch to add cameras, but I think it looks fine, and I'm just rambling. And I don't think you can see on the spread, but I just wrote a few more reminders for that Wednesday because I have a lot of things to prepare, like picking up the airbed, and on Thursday I basically need to get ready for the next week because I need to pack, and I also need to clean my apartment because they're gonna be staying at my place for a bit. And now I am almost done. On Sunday I plan to bring my friends to Itaewon. It's a part of Seoul that is, I guess there's a lot of foreigners and expats living there, and there's a lot of great restaurants, so I plan to take them there. And now I'm going a little stamp crazy. I used a Japanese postage stamp and I just stamped that near the touristy stuff brush lettering, and then I'm using this little pin stamp that I have, and I'm just using that to look like I'm pinning down all of these little things onto the spread, so it looks like that train ticket is pinned down, that busy week brush lettering is pinned down, and also that brush lettering at the top of the page looks like it's been pinned onto the page. And I just did something really gross. I basically didn't have a wet wipe, so I just smeared the dirty stamp onto my hand. That's why my hand looks so nasty, because I've been using my hand as a makeshift wet wipe instead of an actual wet wipe. Sorry, I know it's a little bit nasty. And I just wrote down a few more reminders, and there was this little blank space, so I just put this little coin ephemera piece onto that little blank area, and now I'm using this green and pink leaf washi tape. I don't use this enough. I feel like it's such a weird color combination and it doesn't fit in a lot of spreads, but since I used a lot of reds and oranges and yellows, I feel like it would work with this spread. And now I'm just really nitpicking and trying to find things to add to the spread, because I am a maximalist when I journal, even though I like the minimalist aesthetic. When I am crafting or doing anything art related, I just go a little too crazy. But it's fun to use up your supplies, right? I pulled out this little airmail sticker or ephemera piece and this little corner, is it a corner? And I don't know what those things are called. It looks like a corner protector, and I added that near the ticket, and I added a random one near the moon washi tape at the, I think that's the Wednesday or Thursday segment of the calendar. And honestly, we are done. This spread is very practical to me because it has actual reminders, and since this week is a little bit busy, if I look at this spread, I can actually feel more organized instead of looking at my big calendar, my big monthly calendar that I use for personal things and work related things. So at least this is a little bit easier for me to make sense of this week, but honestly this is still for fun because this is ridiculous. There's way too many elements on the spread because I wanted to make it look full, but it looks nice. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to this crazy voiceover. I've been rambling as usual, but this is a one-take recording. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to film more plan with me's in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!